This bike sucks! No, literally, like, that's a ram air intake. That's where the air gets it forces it. Leave it to Kawasaki Heavy Industries to make the most bonkers commuter motorcycle in existence. I say commuter motorcycle because it's a naked bike. Or to, quote Kawasaki.com here, a hyper naked motorcycle. Yeah, imagine you go up to someone randomly who knows nothing about bikes and you own one of these. You're gonna have to tell them what it is. And then you're gonna have to contemplate your life choices because you just said hyper naked to someone you don't know. Anyway, this is the 2020 Kawasaki Z-H2, a 197 horsepower, supercharged, standard bike. And that begs the question, why? A sane person wouldn't put general purpose standard bike and 101 foot-pounds of torque in the same category. We are entering the realm of absurdity in modern motorcycling, and honestly, I am 100% on board. Yeah, remember what I said about my BMW a few years ago? Jesus, tap dancing, fuck, it's fast! Yeah, just take that clip and bass boost it, and that's about how fast this bike is. Jesus, tap dancing!
Interrupting your bike review for this doc.
If only I was aware of how well the wheelie control works on this bike when I rode it. Dude, fuck, I was so afraid of looping the thing. It just goes. That's what it does. It has a level of acceleration I've never felt before, and I work on AMGs for a living. But no, to go back to the wheelie control, when the front wheel comes up, it doesn't just cut the power and force it back down like other forms of wheelie control. No, it lets the wheel just hover above the ground at a certain level and it just fucking stays there. If you have this setting on, you can literally crank the throttle and the bike will let you do that. You just have to hold on because shit. Oh yeah, and it makes the noises all right. And the reason why those noises are happening is, let's just say the crankshaft is spinning at 12,000 RPM because you, for some reason, thought it would be okay to redline your forced induction motorcycle down a city street. Why a city street? Because you're commuting on it. Because it's a standard bike. Connected to that crankshaft is a step-up gear that is spinning 2,000 RPM faster because that's how gears work. By way of Kawasaki's Aeronautical Technology Division, a planetary gear set that they developed is connected to that prior step-up gear via chain, which through some math bullshit has multiplied the RPM to the point where the impeller for the supercharger is now spinning at 110,000 revolutions per goddamn minute. My tips are going Mach 1.1. But serrated, I hear you never ask, ever. Ignoring the physics-bending bullshit of the supercharger. If it's supposed to be a commuter bike, does that mean it has good gas mileage? Let's see. Claim gas mileage numbers state 35 to 45 mpg, and with a 5-gallon tank, that could take you up to 225 miles. If you ride sensibly. The supercharger will ultimately murder and molest those numbers in that order anytime you reach heavy boost figures. During the filming for this review by mile fucking 20, a quarter of the tank was gone already because I was accelerating like a lunatic every single time I saw an empty road. And why would you not ride like that on a bike like this? Not a single soul in this realm of existence is considering a 1000cc forced induction motorcycle on the basis of fuel economy. They're not considering the cutting edge riding aids nor the cushy yet tactile suspension. They don't even care how well it does at low speeds. They want it because of that fucking river mark. Because it says H2 on it. They want it because the MSRP for the superbike is $29,000 fucking dollars while this one is $17K. Because stupid acceleration from the factory is much more attainable than it was even last year when this bike didn't exist and the H2SX was $4,000 less than the street legal top of the line model. It's an H2 under 20K. That's it. For $5 literal less, you can get a 2020 S1000RR and then be ignored at the bike meet when the Z-H2 showed up because it has a supercharger. That ram air intake is a middle finger to every motorcycle in the same price bracket, regardless of type. It just feels like you're in the power band all the time. No other motorcycle in this price range feels like that. The fact that it has that level of staggering acceleration and still has comforts like cruise control, an upright seating position, and suspension that doesn't liquefy your tailbone is insane. This is one of the greatest motorcycles I've ever ridden, solely because of how fucking stupid it is. If you're trying to be a sensible motorcyclist, this is not the bike for you. It can totally be a sensible motorcycle. It has every capability of doing so, and will execute that task flawlessly. However, it's got that fucking symbol on the fairing, and that symbol doesn't mean sensible. To Kawasaki, that symbol means pushing the limit. And on a bike like this, holy fuck. They never explicitly state what the context of the term limits is in that statement, but whatever it is, it's pushing the fuck out of it.